I wrote down a list of some objections that people have against undocumented immigrants. I literally wrote them down on my hand so I can respond to them. Point number one, undocumented immigrants put a strain on the economy. Undocumented immigrants actually paid $96.7 billion in federal, state, and local taxes. They're helping us fund our Medicare and our Social Security when they can't even enroll or partake in those programs. They're working jobs that most Americans don't even want and using their money on local businesses. Point number two, coming here illegally is a crime. Just because something is the law doesn't mean that it's good or right. For example, women in the United States weren't allowed to vote, which is why we had the 19th Amendment and later the Voting Rights Act of 1965. It was also legal for white men to own slaves, and I guess now we live in times where we have to explicitly state that slavery is evil and wrong and should be abolished, which is why we had the Civil War and later the 14th Amendment. America is at our greatest when we recognize what is wrong about the way we treat each other and try to make it right. Point number three, your feelings have nothing to do with the law. Your feelings have everything to do with the law. The whole reason we have the United States of America in the first place is because the 13 colonies felt that it was unfair to pay taxes to the British monarchy without proper representation. Feelings are the entire reason laws exist in the first place and why we amend them later on. Point number four, undocumented immigrants increase crime. The vast majority of undocumented immigrants are peaceful and nonviolent. They don't want to attract any attention. They just want to live normal lives. And for the ones that are harmful and violent, I agree, let's kick them out. Just like the Native Americans should have kicked out Christopher Columbus in 1492. But unlike Christopher Columbus, undocumented immigrants aren't committing genocide. Point number five, it's us or them. Our enemy is not other poor people. We have 902 billionaires in the United States today. The richest 10% of Americans own 70% of our nation's wealth, while the rest of us are struggling over the remaining 30%. Kicking out poor immigrants isn't going to stop rich people from taking more and more of our wealth. Point number six, they don't belong here because they're not from here. This is a matter of compassion and empathy. We must ask ourselves, what if I were them? What if they were somebody who I loved deeply? What if they were my family or my friends? Every human being deserves a chance to live with a sense of safety and well-being, regardless of where they're from. Nobody should be kidnapped off the streets by government agents in unmarked vans and ripped apart from their families. That's just inhumane. I said this in an earlier version of this video, but if you're here to make a better life for yourself and live in peace, you're already American to me, papers or no papers. Because what can be more American than fleeing oppressive circumstances in the name of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness?